So what I'm going to share with you is my Rise and Shine egg bake. It's a staple in my household. It can soon be a staple in yours. You can essentially make this a dozen different ways. So how I'm telling you today is a way to get started, but feel free to add in different vegetables, different meats. If you care for adding cheese in it, you could do that. There's a lot of different combinations you can do. It's a basic recipe that you could certainly adjust to your liking. So what do we do? Well, I have an oven preheated at 350 degrees, and you're going to take a 9x12 pan, or I like to use casserole dishes like this, and you're just going to coat it with some coconut oil. You do that so the egg bake doesn't stick. I found that out the hard way. If you don't spray things, it doesn't come off as well. We're just going to set that to the side. And what we're going to do is take a dozen eggs, and we're going to crack them in our bowl here. I'm using some organic pasture-raised eggs. When it comes to egg quality is really important. You'll see more information on that at yourtastylife.com. Then we're going to mix this up. So we have all of our ingredients in here, a dozen eggs, the veggies we wanted, the ham. So we're going to mix this up. We take our egg bake and we stick it in our preheated oven at 350 degrees. And it's going to take about 50 to 60 minutes, depending on each individual's oven, but roughly it takes 50 to 60 minutes. In my oven, I usually leave it in for an hour, and you know it's done when you insert a toothpick in the middle of it and it comes off, without any egg mixture stuck to it. So that's it, folks. That is a sunrise egg bake. We're going to move on next to another quick and easy breakfast idea.
Okay, I'm looking at some of the log sheets that I keep.
Henry Bryan keeps his blood sugars under tight control by carefully recording any ups and downs.
So that when I went back in to see my doctor, we could look at what was transpiring and try to figure out ways to adapt my treatment plan to make things better.
Actually, you have to tell me, are you going to have half a cup cooked or a whole cup full?
High school pals Truett Stubbs and Bob McDonough are getting a refresher course on the impact of carbs and sodium on their type 2 diabetes. All three are using expert-approved ways to successfully manage their disease.
Hello, Mr. Bryan.
The one piece of advice I would give patients
Good to see you.
would be to stay connected.
To seek diabetes education and to do it in an ongoing fashion.
Give the patient the tools that they need.
Diabetes is a progressive disease.
The tools that they need to reduce their risks of future complications. The ABCs of diabetes. A, hemoglobin A1C.
It's a test that measures your average blood sugar over a 2 to 3 month period.
Your goal for hemoglobin A1C should be less than 7. The higher the hemoglobin A1C, the higher your risk of diabetes complications.
I was in range and in target 93% of the time, which is nearly perfect.
Like Henry, you too can keep your A1C low by eating well, exercising, and checking your sugars regularly.
B, blood pressure. Your blood pressure should be 130/80 or less. Having diabetes puts you at a twofold increase of having a heart attack or a stroke compared to someone who doesn't have it.
It's only 2 grams of carb, but it has 1,320 milligrams of sodium in 1 tablespoon.
Bob McDonough controls his high blood pressure with medication and by watching his intake of salt. Exercise is also key.
Thank you for pointing that out.
C, cholesterol. Bad cholesterol. Your target should really be less than 100. In some individuals, it should be less than 70.
Why did you pick the turkey as opposed to ham or beef or something?
I thought it was better for me.
Truett Stubbs makes smart choices with the fatty foods in his diet and has perfect cholesterol.
Stay away from that.
Other tips: eat more mono and polyunsaturated fats, and of course, exercise. In fact, it's no surprise that D and E are the holy grail of diabetes management.
If you have type 2 diabetes and you do lose a significant amount of weight, your diabetes might very well come under control with no other intervention besides healthy eating. Just doing, some kind of moderate exercise, 30 minutes a day, makes a world of difference in diabetes and its management.
They say you have to keep trying, and if you mess up, just get back on your budget again.
By following these simple ABCs, the message is clear.
All diabetes can be managed.
For WebMD, I'm Sandy Lamott.
A tablespoon of sugar.